The next guest on the Pop Pod, I am super excited about. It is somebody who's made one of my personal albums of the year. One of my most played songs of the year is on that album. I know that a lot of you are a big fan of this pop record. The maker of it is...
Hemlocke Springs.
Hemlocke Springs.
Hi.
Welcome to the Pop Pod.
Thank you.
We'll just do like my spiel beforehand because you've made one of my personal albums of the year.
Oh,
Be the Girl. I just checked before we came here in my top 10 most played songs of the year so far. And we will get into that song. Amazing. So this is such a pleasure to have you sitting next to me right now to talk about this.
No, same here. Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling right now? Like the album's been out for a couple months.
Yeah.
You've seen how the fans have responded to it. It's good.
Yeah.
What's the vibes?
I mean, my back hurts.
Yeah. From carrying the pop industry.
No. I like how you spun it around.
Yeah.
No, that was good. Journalist. No, I was like, you got I feel good. I feel good. I am glad that it's out. I've quite literally it's I guess it's weird how these things go. Now I'm analyzing my other artists who I enjoy because I'm like we were talking before, I'm working on the next thing, and now I'm like, wow, when artists are in this seat or something and just talking about, oh yeah, how do you, it's like, oh, how do you feel about the album, blah blah blah, that's just came out. It's like, oh, I'm quite
you're like, that's like a long time in the past now for me.
I was like, that girl. No, it's just really, it's really awesome that it's out, really awesome that the response to it and stuff, and really glad that I'm able to do this as a career. So yeah.
It's always cool to see the response because obviously you just blew up quite quickly with Girlfriend. It really went kind of nuclear, and then it's kind of difficult to settle after a moment like that and get yourself in the headspace of making an album that's what you want to make. Did you struggle with that at all, with figuring out what you wanted to do as opposed to what people knew of Hemlocke Springs and wanted from you?
Yeah, totally. I mean, the drop off was crazy. Looking at the Spotify numbers. Sorry.
Let's not say drop off.
I mean,
it's inevitable though, you know?
Inevitable. Yeah, I think it really was a matter of transitioning from having virality to establishing a fan base.
Yeah.
And I think
two very different things.
And I think for me, especially at the beginning, I didn't really have an idea to do that, which made sense because this wasn't really not saying that this wasn't my career of choice because I chose to do this, but I at first it was really just I was we're just gonna get on this music thing and go off. But I think for me, the people that, or I guess the Hemlocke that people I guess fell in love with and is always there and will always be there and stuff. But I did want to show, I don't know, for me, I can be weirdly confident about my music, which is weird because I think everything else I really lack confidence except the music.
I think that's quite common with music though.
Really?
There's a lot of really shy people or people who find it really hard to open up in real life, and they tell you that, and then you listen to their music and you're like, really? Because this is giving a really different vibe.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I think for me, I was just weirdly this is how it is, and if it's not, if people don't like it, it's gonna hurt me, and I'm gonna move on. You know what I mean?
That's very mature. I would be if people don't like it, I will go scorched earth on these motherfuckers.
At first I was gonna be if people don't like it, people don't like it. But I feel that's a cool way of being it. I think me, how I genuinely feel about it is a little bit more maybe more uncool. More no, it does hurt when people are oh, I don't like what you do, and I find you this or that and stuff, but I find that those comments will never stop me in continuing what I do. So 100%, I'm just I deal with it in the process. I get an ice cream, wallow for a minute, and then I move on.
What is cool though to bring back up the fan point is that you're right. Virality is really great, but it's not sustainable and like it doesn't build you a fan base. Whereas an album that resonates with people is what builds a fan base. And it's so interesting. Every video I put up that's like the best whatever of the year, even if you are not relevant in the category, people are like, what about Hemlocke Springs?
Really?
I'm like, well, she doesn't fit into this, but you know that I ride for Hemlocke Springs and I'll make sure she finds it in. So it's been really cool for me, like just as a fan of you, to see the community like building around you and people like really resonating with this album and loving it.
Yeah, no, totally. It's been really cool. I mean, speaking of fans, like a lot of these are like fan gifts. Like,
are they really?
Fans,
yeah, what have we got here? What?
Actually this I bought. I never really buy, but yeah, it's like these rings I bought, but this one was a fan. It's like this earring was a fan. Heart People, thank you. I think they made these two Heart People.
That's so cool.
Actually, their real name is Kim, so I'm like, thank you. But I was like, I'm pretty sure all of these bracelets are from me.
Yeah.
And, I was like, it really is just about building a community and one that like just like trust you and your vision and just and in turn, like I just want to make sure that everybody has a good time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So. Which is kind of the vibe of this record. Like, it's interesting what you were saying about confidence before as well, because I feel like this is a massive confidence boost for you, this album, just in terms of like some of the sonic choices you're making. Like Be the Girl, the end of that, for instance, is just like you on your like proper like rock star, pop star.
That was a hard song to do.
Yeah. This is, I want to talk about this song a lot because I love it so much. But like, does it feel like a confident record to you? Like, does it feel like almost like an alter ego sort of in a way that you're able to channel into?
Man, I was like, I don't know if I would describe it as an alter ego though. I'm glad that I was like, if that's how it comes across, I'm like, hell yeah, you know? But
maybe not necessarily in the sense of a character, but maybe like an enlarged version of yourself and your personality.
It definitely was a searching moment. Like, it definitely was like, I think even with sometimes I hear like it just seems like I was really just throwing things, and like if I like an amalgamation of different just sounds and stuff, and it really was that for me, because I was just like, and I think all that element, it always will be for me, because I don't really know what I want until I hear it, and then I hear it and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's it. And sometimes
which is great.
Yeah, it's like, which is usually how the process goes. But I guess that whatchamacall, it's I guess it can be striking, and but I was really just like let's see, you know, you're new, you know, and whatchamacall, this is your first record, like let's go in there. Let's just dive.
Yeah, let's throw it all at the wall and see what happens.
And see what happens. Yeah. And, you know, I was like, I have the rest of my career to really, like, I don't know.
Fix this.
To fix this. Even if I want it to be fixed. I don't know. Which I do. Like, I'm like, there are some things that I hear in this record. I'm like, okay, I know what I want to, like, I know what I want for the next one. But this first one, I mean, it's my first one. I'm like, no, just let me play around.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way to get your personality across, because it's like, I'm not overthinking who I am. Like, these are things I genuinely want to try.
Totally.
And the album is so varied, like in sound. There are so many different things, but it sounds so like uniquely your own.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there a song on there that you're like particularly, maybe not proud of is the right word, but like really happy that it came out of you, and it's like a precursor for what could come next?
Honestly, it probably would be the Girl.
Yeah.
Like, I think that it's weird, like, and it's a testament to just how long songs take, because Be the Girl, the idea, I think, dates back to like maybe 7-8 years ago, but it was just like a word. And then it just builds and it was continuously me going back every year and working on that song, and then it gets to where it is then. But the process was very whatchamacall, it was originally a 9-minute, 8-minute, 9-minute song.
I may need you to send me that right away.
It was crazy. And it was like, okay, well, this right now, it's not really working, which sucked. It sucked to get rid of those format. It's still a long ass song. It's like at a point, like I had to take a break, because I'm like, I don't really know want, and I can't even, how do I say, I can't even trust myself in the moment to really, I'm sleep deprived, I'm just like, I'm on edge, like I need to walk away, step away, and then I can come back to it. But it was a very hard process of just like listening, editing, going back, listening, editing, going back. I realized especially that I did not like the editing process of songs. I'm like, really? it can feel very futile. And like, this is going nowhere. And for a long time for Be the Girl, it felt like it was going nowhere until it finally literally got there. And I'm like, okay,
like hallelujah,
and
boy did it get there.
And I'm glad it got there. And it's weird too because it was like between two songs, because I'm like, there were two very long songs, and it was like, okay, either we go with this one, which I still love the song, and I definitely think that it will come out, but it's just it would have been just a very different ending, or this kind of like hurrah moment. And I decided to go with the hurrah moment.
The right decision, because what an ending to the record. And I personally love a screaming like countdown. Like I think Phoebe Bridgers does it on like Lost Boys, her new song for the final chorus. Yeah, it's like so, and it just gives the call, like my hands are in the air, the same with Be the Girl. I love you just yelling out the countdown and straight into the final chorus.
Thank you.
Did it feel like that? Like,
no.
In the studio? No. You're like, no, it's laborious.
One, two. So you sing it, and it's me singing. I can't be like, everybody sing it. No, I'm singing it. Oh my gosh. But definitely went like listening back. I'm like, and like in in concerts and stuff, it really hit. So definitely in the studio, I'm like, this is the most stupid. Like there's nobody in this bitch but me. Like I'm like, everybody, 1, 2, 3, and it's just layers of my life. I was like, me, myself, and I. No, I'm like, and you. It's like it felt a little bit lame, but it made for a great. It made for a great song, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I love that like channels like a really kind of arena ready vibe, but the rest of the album, there's so many different things going on. There's a lot of takes from alternative, like early 2000s alternative that I'm hearing. Totally. I'm hearing like Prince at points on it as well. And I love that there's that much in it. Like, tell me a little bit about your influences, and are they as varied as that?
Man, I mean, I think that I think that everything just comes together at a certain point. I think for me, what I've noticed, which which I do now, but I used to not do, and what I do now, I do it like, I'm a little bit more cognizant about it. I will explain. I think that there's a lot of like, when you go in the studio, people are like, oh, like they try to take references and stuff like that. And like a lot of, I don't know, I think I do give a lot of 80s, I just in general. Yeah. And so I go in the studio and sometimes people are like, oh, like, it's like they are sometimes some of the sessions I've had, like people have had like just like 80s beats ready for me, because it's like, oh,
they're like, here she comes.
And I'm like, and I don't like that type of process, because I feel like it's just very limiting. I'm like, I don't know, I was like, you go in the studio and the song writes itself, and like and then everything starts to come together. And so these days, like I'm like, oh, I hear this from, I don't know, and it could be an 80s record, and then I hear this, it's like from like a very recent record, or I hear this and blah blah blah. And it's nice to just go in with no thoughts. Like just go in, no thoughts. And as you make the song, you're like, oh, like, yeah, I did listen to that Prince song from blah blah blah, and maybe that's why
that's why it came.
Or like I did listen to Kate Bush, and maybe that's why this is here. But like I never like to go into the studio and be, oh, we're here, I listened to this specific song and I want to create a specific song that's like this, because that's just so limiting, you know what I mean? Let all the reference, like me, I feel like I really got into music with Avicii, out of all people, in middle school. because the music video to Levels came up, and it was like somebody on the mountain, like, and it was like, oh, sometimes I gotta feel it. And that's what, and I went through a deep dive, and I don't think that people would know that. I feel like people would be like, oh, like she listened to like Kate Bush, she listened to the princess, blah, blah, blah. And so it's just, I think for me, it's just a matter of just all the references come back at a certain point. So to answer your question, I'm like, probably electronic music, like 80s music. I feel like that's really my vibe. Yeah. I've been really into, what's the name of, they're like an electro punk, like, is it The Prodigy? Like, is it The Prodigy?
Yeah, The Prodigy.
The Prodigy. Yeah. I've been listening to
like
Firestarter.
Smack My Bitch Up.
Yeah, Smack My Bitch Up.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that a lot, and that's been really cool. And I'm just like, I'm sure that, like, I'll be in the studio one day, I'll make a song, I'll be like, I think the reason why I was like, this song, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
no, when you're just like yelling and the beat is like ding, 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 ding. We're like, oh my God, she's been listening to The Prodigy.
Literally.
Yeah.
But all in all, I just like going in the studio, have the song write itself. It will tell you what it needs, you know?
And it makes sense. I'm really interested to hear this Avicii thing, because one of the things that I think is really interesting about your process is that you work with Burns as like your main producer.
Yeah.
And his background is from that kind of like electronic world, he's produced on like Lady Gaga's Chromatica and that sort of thing. But you're not like making dance music specifically, I would say. So I'm interested in like your relationship with Burns and like how that kind of like carves the sounds.
It was interesting. I mean, like, he's just somebody who's very just open. And also what I will say, I think that helped a lot is that, like, it's interesting. Like, he did work on a version of Girlfriend that never came out, but the song we worked on after Girlfriend was Sever the Blight. And so I think that starting there, it was very, like, I think doing that song, like, we kind of got our vibes, like, just we're just gonna go in and we're just gonna see what happens, because who would have fucking thought that, you know? Like,
and is that why that ends up on the album, like, of your songs that were previous to the album campaign? That's why this one. No, I'm like, because Sever the Blight came out before the EP came out, and it was really a matter, like, for me, do I regret it? A little bit, maybe, but I was also just like, I do. I was like, I regret, like, I was like, I do regret it coming out so early, but I'm also just like, I quite literally would have probably never made it if I never would have allowed myself to venture, and and I think that for me, I'm like, for the EP, I started having a very specific vision as time went on, and I'm like, oh, Sever doesn't fit in, but I feel like there's a lot of songs that I have kind of in the background that kind of are following not even like a similar, like, not even genre-wise, just a similar vein of how they are, I was like, of just how they're being created. And I was just like, I'm a pause and I'm gonna save this. And honestly, I don't know. I was like, I don't regret like releasing it. Well, I go back and forth, as you can tell. As literally, I'm a hypocrite. I know
I'm a hypocrite.
Just in the past 2 minutes, we've had 4 different decisions. But
I feel like that's how a lot of, I think, the artists who I really love have, like, they discovered me from Sever. Like, I mean, like Doja, like Chapel, like like they're like Sever. And I was just like, oh, thank you. No, I'm like, and I don't. So I guess for me now I think that I've come to terms with just like, you know what? Like, no, that was a very big step in my artistry that I was, at that point, I was still so uncertain in myself. And so, I have no clue what your question was. Sorry.
I can't even remember what my question was, but I'm just loving, like, going along for the ride. Here we are. Like, I like Doja and Chapel. I wonder if that's, like, exciting for you to see artists like that really in the mainstream right now, because I feel like 10 years ago, like, there wasn't really the space for that kind of artist. And now it's like, you can have a top 10 hit with a kind of weird song, you know, like Pink Panther being a great example. Like, she's doing really different stuff production wise, but making like hits that are like entering the zeitgeist. Like, how is that for you as someone who makes music that is kind of pop but explores its like its limitlessness. Is that exciting to watch people like that?
Yeah, it is. And like literally I just love women, and so just seeing like these like women up in these spaces, like I'm like, yes.
I thought you were saying Woman, the song, the Doja Cat song. I was like, great song. But great women song. In general as well, shout out. Like,
shout out to both.
Always doing the hard work in pop music, honestly.
Literally. And so it is that, and again, like all of them have had like very interesting starts, very, not necessarily slow starts, but like it's like you see the process. Like it's been a process of watching like all of them just grow into the people that they are today. So it does give me like a little bit of like a oomph, you know, like I'm like, I just need to enjoy the process. I don't, but I need to enjoy the process of creating, making, and even if it's just different, and like even if it's like people like see it as different, because I think for me, I'm like, oh, like I don't know, if people would ask me like how I view my music, I'm like, it's like a pop song. Like I feel like it's just like a pop, but like I think maybe others have more just what you call descriptors for it. Maybe like on the quirky, weird, blah blah side, which you know. But
people see things as like boxes that maybe you are not seeing the genre as much as, which I think is becoming more and more common.
Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, I was like, I guess part of me is. Well, I guess the thought that came in my mind, which I probably shouldn't say, is if the box gets me money, then the box gets me that. So
we'll sit in the box. If the cash is coming at me, I'm in the box. I feel, and if people like view me as this weird quirky person that has weird quirky music, if that's what people like ascribe to, then cool beans. But I don't think I don't know. Like I think for me, like it's not necessarily because of the consumption of it or because of the money that comes with it, which is it's not that much. So let me just preface. But it is because that's just what happens. Like that's what happens when I go in the studio and make music. Like that's just what comes out. I mean, you kind of go in and just like and give like the record the like purest distillation of what your personality is, and then everybody else, like that's their job to make sense of it, you know?
Precisely,
and sometimes you'll be like, is that really right? Like there's a lot of labels that they will put on people that you're like, I don't know if that's really the space they're in, but like whatever helps you sleep at night.
Literally. I will be going to bed. You know what I mean? At the end of the day gonna end. So.
Exactly. And I think it's great when people are a little bit like trying to put you in a box because it means that like the box isn't obvious, you know? That has been interesting to see. No, I mean, shit. Like I was like, I was like my job. Like I was like, I think like you were saying before, like my job is quite literally going in the studio and just doing it, and everybody else can do what they need to. You know what I mean? Yeah, and exactly. That's their job. If they want to like, if they want to categorize it in like the library system, go for it.
Precisely. And I am here for the ride.
I'm here exactly. For the journey, so. Are there any artists like growing up or recently that you kind of watch and you're like, I really like the way they carry their career, like the way that they've gone about their business?
I would say Enya. Because
that is not what I expected.
Really?
Okay, so you're going to put out a couple records and then that castle is waiting.
That's quite literally what I was going to say. No, I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. And from that too, I was like, oh, it would be cool to do a castle tour. Like, I feel like it'll be like cool. Well, not that.
That's got to happen.
That's got to happen. But honestly, like, who has the money for it? But also, like, it could be cool.
I don't know. Aren't these sites just like kind of walk in and do what you do? Isn't that the vibe? Like just pay you $12 or whatever.
It might be a magic castle.
A pop-up. You like just do a pop-up. Just take whatever you need.
But I honestly do admire just like coming in, like, cause even her music, I'm like, whoa, just for that time. Like
like how is that popular? Yeah, like can you imagine hearing like Orinoco Flow on the radio?
Yeah, I love me some Orinoco Flow. Oh. But I also think of that. I think of that too. I'm like, wow, just that takes, because I'm sure she got, well, and maybe I'm speaking, I was like, or maybe she didn't. Maybe I'm just kind of like adding my own fantasy, but I'm like, she had to be given like some like I don't know, some like butting heads there, because that was just not the, I don't know, that was just not the music that was like around the time. I feel like, I don't know, but just how she got in, she did what she needed to do, and now she's in the castle.
And she dipped. Yeah.
Which,
to be honest, like, some people need to know when it's time to go.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah. No, I mean, like,
you don't got to hang around forever.
Yeah, no, literally. I was like, not to say like not to say that I'll dip.
Just wait until you got that castle money.
Know,
you can't make that decision until that castle in Scotland is calling, or wherever she is.
Like, once I get that castle money, I don't know, guys.
But she is like super inspiring in the way that like sometimes not bending can like get you to spaces you wouldn't expect.
Yeah,
I think a lot about this with Lana Del Rey, and I'm like, she's basically every time somebody has told her to do something, she's done the opposite sort of thing,
and it worked.
And she found her way to the center of culture by doing that.
No,
like,
literally. So I was like, sorry, I interrupted. Oh my God. I got excited because I was hearing, I remember, I think I was seeing something about Rihanna and like the good girl gone bad, like how, I think like they didn't want her to dye her hair, or they didn't want her to do something, and she did it anyway. And I'm like, yeah.
Every like iconic pop star, like the ones that are just like not just like doing well, but they are legends. There's like a key moment in their career you can pinpoint when they said no to something.
Yes.
And that's like the most profound thing. Like that's the Rihanna moment. There's like Britney doing Blackout. There's Beyonce like going away and recording, like I think it was B-Day she did without her team or something. She was just like went away for 2 weeks, recorded it, came back and was like, here's the record. And you've got to be able to do that, you know, because otherwise, like, you burn out eventually.
No, literally. And you have to have, in a way, like, which is why I'm like, I go back and forth whether I have confidence or not. I'm like, which I believe I do, because it's like, you have to have the confidence for it. You have to be like,
to be able to do it.
Just do it. Because if you, if you think about it too much, that's like, oh my God, what did that do? And you have to just go in and be like, no, I was like, I trust that this will do what it needs to do. It's kind of almost like art pop for me, for Lady Gaga, which I know, like, when it first came to the scene, it wasn't that commercially successful, but as time went on, like, now I hear that come up, like, just in so many, like, Kate Bush, The Dreaming, like, when it came out, like, it was like, and then it, like, as time goes on, and I'm like, I genuinely wonder how, like, they just think about those moments, because I'm sure it was such a just a tension filled time, you know, and you have like a team being like, oh, like, this one didn't make the, like, this didn't sell this amount of records, or blah blah blah, and then watch it be just slowly like, oh no, this record was ahead of its time, or this record, is now being said that, oh, like, a lot of artists like use this record as like, this is what's the record that got me into music or got me to like think about music differently. I'm like, damn, I'll be a little bit pissed. Like, I'll be a little bit just like
100%, because it's like this moment I went through, like the shit Lady Gaga would have gone through during that time. I can imagine like teams were like course correct, like what's gone wrong here?
Literally.
For 10 years later, for everyone to be like, actually that was like quite a visionary moment.
Yes, it would piss me off.
And it's like, okay, but like I had to go through 2 years with my back against the wall. I had to put that like pink cowboy hat on and like appeal to the middle of America because you guys wouldn't take art pop.
Literally.
And now you love it?
I love it. I would be. I mean, as it's just a moment that will happen, and I use literally a lot. I'm realizing, but I
use literally a lot. Really, and interesting. I always go back and I'm like, wow, I use interesting like 20 times.
Interestingly,
but I am interested. I'm genuinely interested.
Yeah, no, it's just something that I guess has to happen in literally in every legend's artist career and stuff. So,
but it's also cool with like, it's not even happening where like a project was like kind of dissed and then was reappreciated. Like Chapel's work took 5 years for it to have its commercial moment. Sabrina Carpenter's another good example. Charlie XCX went forever before it was like, oh, I'm like, I am the culture. Like, I'm the center of it.
Yeah, and it must
Which
be...
is cool. Like, in 5 years' time, it could be just like WWWW is like the biggest song in the world. And you're like, but how did that happen?
No, it's interesting too. Because I was looking, particularly with that song, I was looking at Spotify and like I was like, okay, like what are songs like people are listening to? And like,
that's the one that's like doing its thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like during in the concert. When I performed it, I grabbed an apron, I grabbed a whisk, and I was like, I was just doing all this, I don't know, I was like, all this stupid stuff. But also, it's like I feel like it can be a very maybe inflammatory song. I mean, I literally say like, I would rather kill myself, which I don't think is the language. I would not use this language today, but I wrote it when I was, I wrote some of it when I was in high school. So I think, and
there's nothing wrong with like leaning into how you felt at that time.
But I did get a little of this. Like I know like I was asked like, oh, like would you change it to? And I'm like, no.
No, you can't.
I can't, but I get it, you know, but that's what like a team is for. A team is for it to think about those things. And it is my job to be like, no. And, you know, like, we're both doing our job.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're all doing our jobs here. So, yeah.
And I think people really appreciate that kind of, like, sort of honesty cross absurdity cross, now more so than they ever did.
Yeah,
it's like
totally.
How a song like Gnarly by Katseye could, like, do really well because people were like, huh? And then they were like, actually... Great.
Fried chicken, gnarly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and now we've said it. And
I particularly love the demo too. Alice worked on it, and I was hearing their demo, and I was just like, yep. I understand.
It's so cool that she's the one working.
No, literally. I was like, Alice is a vibe, and again, like a somebody where it's like. Either you get it or you don't, like,
which is so much better than everybody sort of getting it and just being like, good song.
Yeah. No,
like indifference is the worst thing ever. I think when it comes to music.
That's what I say a lot. I would rather somebody be. I hate your music and hurt my feelings, but it's hard to hear. It's hard to hear.
I mean, if everybody's saying that, it's like maybe I didn't do the right thing, but you know.
But even so, even that in a way, it's a beauty. Like I'm like, I was like, at least I truly do believe indifference is the worst thing that you can get. Like I do think I would rather get I really love it or I really hate this. And I really hate sucks, but it gives an opinion, you know. I feel like that was okay. It was like, that made no impression on you exactly. whatsoever. And so it's either, I think I would write like they talk about how much they love it or they talk about how much they hate it, but they are talking about it.
Exactly.
That's the goal.
And don't you think like indifference is kind of easier now because you get so much access to data. You can be like, okay, everybody loves this song, like let's do it again. Or let's like do it, but let's make it like for a bigger audience kind of thing.
Totally.
Whereas like in the past, maybe you didn't have that sort of access to that much information to know exactly what people are like. Like you could be like, people in Singapore are like loving Be the Girl. Like, let's do the chorus in like
another
language, you know?
No, I mean the same.
Like it must be hard not to get in your head like data-wise and be like, this is what people like.
I mean my most listened to song is still Girlfriend, and there have been moments where it's just like, I think for me, I'm like, what I try to say is that I don't mind creating another song in the realm of Girlfriend because that's, I mean,
because it's your
pays the bills
anyway.
But it will be my choice, but also it will be, I'm not gonna go into a studio and be like, I want to make a song like Girlfriend because it's my most popular record. I'm gonna go in the studio and be like, I'm gonna write a song, and if that song ends up falling into the realm, cool, awesome, fantastic. But I don't want to do with the intention of commercialness or things like that. Because it just, once you start that pattern, I think it just you get so bogged down, I think.
Yeah, you become like a caricature of yourself rather than like yourself.
And I don't want to, and I think almost because it's my most popular record, I'm like, I don't want to water it down for the sake of trying to make more records like it. It's just not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You make it work.
Yeah, you make it work.
Its impact is less.
Yeah, it's like you ruin the original moment. And so I think in my head, I think I would rather just go in and just do songs and just see where they end see where they end up. But I also get the other aspect of it. I mean, some artists go in and be like, I want to make a song like this song, and honestly, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Fair.
Sure.
Fair.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, once you see the check, fair.
Yeah.
I was like, fair. But
short-term gain.
Yeah. Long-term.
It's a bit boring.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, there was a time where I really wanted to try like writing for somebody, but I remember what I was asked was just like, they want a song like, it was a gorilla song. They want a song like Melancholy Hill, but they don't want Melancholy Hill. And it was just, and I'm listening to the beat, and it sounds like Melancholy Hill, but it's not. And I'm just, this is the most boring thing. This is just so.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. It does just take the fun out of it.
And we have Melancholy Hill.
We have Melancholy Hill.
You're not going to make a better Melancholy Hill. You know? I've never heard somebody try to make Wonderwall again and be like, you know what? Yeah, that's actually better. It never happens like that.
Yeah.
We have to wrap up soon, but I always ask a couple of questions that I really want to ask you. And the first one is, what's a perfect album to you? As someone who's just made your debut album, were there any albums that you were like, well, this is kind of gold standard?
Man, oh my gosh. Okay, let me think. Madonna, Like a Prayer is the name of the album,
Like
right?
a Prayer, yeah.
Like a Prayer. That's pretty.
So good.
That was really. I just hit this hitting the pop skate, but also delving into her artistry, and hit that good middle that I'm like, yes, that perfect. Mwah.
I've been studying a lot of Madonna recently because of the new album, and there are patches in my knowledge of her, and a Prayer was one of obviously I know the huge songs, but I was like, gosh, there's so much going on here. There's Dear Jessie is Kate Bush kind of great record.
She really is a chameleon, genuinely, and I love that about her. That's a great record.
Talking of artists who have had to say no in their career, she just stays saying no. Anytime people just go down this path, she's like, no. It's just left turns only for Madonna, which I love.
Exactly. And look where I was and for good reason too. I was at the end of the day, the artist knows. It was she knew what. I think she knew maybe not what was in store for her or the success to come, but she knew what she needed to do to maybe fulfill her artist.
It's total self-fulfillment, which is we could go on about that forever. This is the important question, and it's what do you think is the perfect pop song? Define pop whichever way you want, but a song that comes on and you're like, this is
damn,
perfect.
A perfect pop. There's too
There's
many.
So many, and we can talk through them, but we need to get to what's your and it can just be your answer today. My answer changes every hour.
Really? What's your answer today? Could I ask?
I think that the answer that comes up the most is Robin Dancing on My Own, which I think is
exactly what I was going to say. I kid you not. I was going. I hope I didn't blast it.
Because it is a perfect pop song. It's so good.
Yeah. It is so. I'm okay. It's interesting too. That song comes up every time. Yeah.
Because it is it evokes the perfect feeling of a pop song, which for me is just total euphoria. No matter if they're going for joy, sadness, anger.
Yeah.
So many songs I think are euphoric, even though they're super angry. Misery Business, Paramore, I think is
peak,
I'm giving you too many answers, but we can put Dancing on My Own as gold standard, but
damn.
I want another answer.
I think I do use this song as as a feeling reference, because I don't mind references, but I don't like copying the rep. I was I want my singles to evoke this feeling within myself. Head Over Heels, Tears for Fears. was like, I think that's the la 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 la. I'm like, la la.
That is a great song, and I think Everybody Wants to Rule the World as well is like a really perfect pop song as well.
So I'm like,
legends.
Those are my
and we're in the 80s.
And
we're finishing in the 80s. It's perfect. This has been so much fun. We could go forever. I love the album. I think that it is excellent. It's just like, I love a 10-track record that just like hits the right notes for every song. I know that a lot of people watching this feel similarly about it. You can now, when you want to bully me about not putting Hemlocke Springs in the right list, I've had her on the pod. Yay! I want her in every list this year. So get off my back.
Get off the back.
You had it from her. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate this.
I was like, Jinx, you owe me a soda. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's go get said soda.